He's the one that's always in the mirror. He's the one that's always got to look good. He's the one that's always got to worry about himself. He's the one that never listens to what anybody else has to say, but always want to switch the conversation around on them. He's the one that always got to be at his mama house. He's the one that always criticize how you cook the pie because it ain't like my mama pie. He's the one that always got to stop by mama house every time y'all out. He's the one that's always got to be on the phone with his mama. And you will find that this narcissistic man will be so in love with himself until he has no room to love you. Boy, it is so cool. We having a good time here. Fifth one is the psychopathic man. I call him the bugged out boy. He always on one. You can't ask him for $5. He $5. Always blowing up the spot because inside of him he's dealing with the inner frustration of not knowing who he is and battling with identity. And so the only way he can relate to you is through an enraged manner. Everything is always through frustration. Everything is always through anger because on the inside nobody ever took the time to reach him in the depths of his problem so he himself could determine who God called him to be. Last but not least, the dependent, which is the baby boy. Jody. He don't ever grow up. He got baby mamas and drama. That's right. He likes to drive your car and front like it's y'all car. That's right. That's right. He likes to spend your money. That's right. But never willing to give up his money. Okay. He likes to work just enough to get by, but not enough to get ahead. And when you marry these kind of individuals, you can look for your life to be filled with problems. So then we conclude with all of the 6 traits of these dysfunctional dudes that the problem is men are trying to lead in areas in which they've never been taught. That's as asinine as Lil Wayne teaching a speech class. That's as crazy as T-Pain teaching vocals. That's as ignorant as Kanye telling you how to get a baby mama. At some point, you got to understand, that was for you, D, that the blind can't lead the blind. You got to make sure that you find somebody who has that which is necessary to nurture you properly and to bring you and your children into the state of grace that God has called you to be. And lest I hold you long, I've held you long enough. In this textual tapestry of truth, the Apostle Paul now preaches to the church at Ephesus, and he writes this insightful instruction that's needed for the fathers to be able to nurture their children. Watch this, in an anti-fatheristic environment. Now, in order for you to understand where I am, I've got to pull to the side of the road and then back into the text and then try to unpack the text, but I've got to do it retro-progressively. In the Greco-Roman culture, they had something that was called Patria Protestus. Somebody say Patria. Protestus. It's a Roman law that basically said the man had the power to do whatever he wanted to do. It meant no matter how he wanted to treat the woman, no matter how he wanted to treat the children, and no matter how he wanted to treat those he adopted, he could do it because he was given the power of eternity. So much so until the wife and the children were treated as acquisitions. Watch this. Here was the first law of Patria Protestus. By law, the children and the wife were his personal property. He could do with them, don't miss this, whatever he wanted to. Even if he was a practicing homosexual himself. This is where homosexuality has come from. It's come from the Greco-Roman culture. Because in that day, it was okay for men to have understudies as boys who would take care of their sexual desires if they no longer had a desire for a woman. I say this because what happens many times is you become so freaky until it was so good last time, until you want to try something new that can supersede it this time. And that's when you start entering into places that's supposed to be exits. I said something. Stay with me because it's going to get worse than this. In the garden, God intended for man to be the giver, woman to be the receiver. Adam did not give Eve the fruit. Eve gave Adam the fruit. confusion and the spirit of homosexuality crept in. The Bible speaks in the time of Lot that there were homosexuals in Sodom, that's where you get the word sodomy from, trying to have sex with angels.
That's right.
It goes worse than that. During the days of Noah, homosexuality had become so blatant that God decided to kill everything on earth.
That's right. That's right.
Here was what God said to me, Trina, that blew my mind. I said, God, what are you saying? He said, notice I told him to pair up every animal 2 by 2. And I told him specifically, tell your sons to gather their wives. Because I'm about to destroy the whole world. And the reason he said take one male animal and one female animal is because confusion had set in where women wanted women and men wanted men.